entrepreneurs, and visionaries. Welcome to another Monday Night Live training, where your journey to business success accelerates. Join us for insights, strategies, and tools to elevate your business while keeping your budget in mind. It's time to transform your passion into profit. Your host, Corey Bill Costa, is about to take the stage. Get ready to be inspired and empowered. The future of your business starts now.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday Night Live. I feel like we need a song or something. I don't know. I can't sing, so we'll keep that one on the back burner. But hello, happy Monday. I hope your March has been going well. I can't believe that we are midway through the last month of the first quarter. Now, if you're a business owner, you should understand why I said it that way, but it just feels surreal. I remember in October of last year being like, oh my gosh, we are at the last quarter of the year. How do we plan for the new year? There's so much we want to accomplish. And then getting into November and then December and being like, oh my gosh, here we go. And then hitting January, knowing we had a whole 12 months to make something happen in business, to do some amazing, great things. And then for us to be in March already, it's like, where did the time go? But I hope this year has been doing well for you guys. I was speaking to a client earlier today, and I said, it's so crazy because I'm exhausted. I am exhausted. But I said it's a good thing because, at the beginning of the year, again, we say all these things we want to accomplish, all these things we want to do. We have all these goals that we set out. And if we actually do the work, we can get a little bit tired. We can be like, wow, we were out here putting in this work, getting things done. And I think that over this past week or two, that's what my body felt. It said, oh my gosh, girl, you've been out here really doing it. Booking speaking engagements, getting new clients, really just being out here in these streets. And it's not that I wasn't already doing it. It's just I really wanted to hit the ground running this year, and I did it. And now I'm tired. It's time to take a nap. I decided that I can sleep on Sunday. If you're a mom, a wife, a parent, you get it. Again, we got to plan it out. I'm going to sleep in a couple of days. I'm going to sleep in and enjoy myself. So one shout out to you guys who've been doing all the work this year. And if you haven't, it's still time. It's only March. Look, it's March, but it's only March. Get it done. Let's make sure that we're doing the work, whether it makes us tired or not, to make sure that this year is that year that we said we wanted to have. All right. Also, before I get into, and hello, before I get into the formal presentation, I want to say one thing. I guess I shouldn't say every year because we haven't been doing these lives forever. But one thing that if you've been with us for a long time, you've noticed is that we make adjustments to our Monday Night Lives. We try to make sure that they're super engaging. Last year, we used to do hot seats, right? And I really like the hot seats, but it's a lot of work. Well, I shouldn't say hot seats. They were, what do we call them? They might have been called hot seats, but they were like coaching calls that people could get from engaging with us during the lives. But this year, I wanted to see if maybe we could just have Q&A. So I'm going to, starting next month, I'm going to talk about it today, talk about it next week, or however many more Mondays we have in this month. But starting in April, on our Monday Night Lives, if you're here with us and you're live and engaged, at the end of our Monday Night Lives, we're going to open it up for Q&A. Whether you are watching it on whatever platform, if it's live, you can go in the comments, put a question in, and we're going to do Q&A. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to ask your questions during the Monday Night Lives. And I think it's because I get how you're like, well, I don't know if I should show up because I don't know if I need to understand more about this topic or what she's going to talk about. But at least if you know that you can throw a question out and get it answered. I can't guarantee that we'll get them all answered, but we'll utilize our time wisely. I think then that's more of a bang for your buck, even though this is free, but still, I think it'll be helpful for you guys to be able to, because I always tell you to shoot your shot. I think it'll be great that you can actually do that. So, hey, if you want to today, if you're watching live, first of all, tell me hello, because I can see your comment, but also, if you want to try to shoot your shot, if we have time today, I don't mind answering a couple of questions, but officially we'll have Q&A. I'll make a slide for it. So it'll be like Q&A. If you're watching, you can throw us a question. And if I get questions from any of my coaching clients who also want to submit before the Monday Night Lives, you all know you get first dibs. Fair enough? All right. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're not doing full slides today because the girl, again, she was tired. I wasn't about to make a full slide deck, but I do want to make sure we at least get our intros out the way. So if you didn't know, I Rock Marketable Business Solutions is the company who sponsors your Monday Night Lives. And at I Rock Marketable Business Solutions, we are dedicated to helping coaches and consultants, small business owners just like yourselves, achieve their goals and unlock their full potential. That is our mission, and that is what we are here for. And we also want to be cognizant that everybody doesn't come into business the same way. And so we are very focused and understanding about the fact that each individual who comes to us with a different set of skills, knowledge, expertise, and available resources and budget. And so that is something that we keep in the forefront of our minds as we work with every single client that comes through our doors, our virtual doors. For those of you who do not know me, I am Corey Fonville Foster. I am your host. I'm also the CEO and lead coach at iRock Marketable Business Solutions. I'm also a speaker and a trainer. And I love all things entrepreneurship. I think that anybody who wants to have an amazing business as an entrepreneur should be able to do so regardless of circumstances. People who know my story know that I came into entrepreneurship after having to leave my 9 to 5 due to illness and a disabling condition. And I had to learn a lot of things along the way. I had to find resources and find mentors and find coaches. And so one of the things that I made sure I did with this business is provide a community for you guys. If you're watching us in our private community, that's one of my brainchilds because I really wanted there to be a safe place for you to ask questions and get resources and connect with experts that could support you. It's not just about you guys talking to me. It's really about you. If you need a website to be able to reach out to a copywriter, if you need to know more about getting on podcasts, being able to reach out to individuals who have podcasts or podcast coach. If you needed help with financial planning because of your business, being able to reach out to those people, legal aid, all different types of things. So that community, if you're in our private community, you can look in the membership section and you can see not only are there amazing peers in there for you, other coaches and consultants, speakers and authors, but there are also amazing experts who have resources that can support you. And every expert that we brought into that group understands the mission of the company about keeping things affordable, budget friendly, and making sure that we're providing great value to you guys. So hopefully you're taking advantage of that community. For those of you who don't know some of the things that we offer here at iRock, this program is not to sell you anything, but I think it's important for you to know what we do. We provide coaching services all the way from one-on-one, group, hybrid. We even do power hour coaching sessions. We also have done with you consulting packages. So if there's a company that needs some support, especially around leadership, confidence building, things of that nature, we're here to support you. We also have marketing services from just getting a website or a logo done, video editing to full-blown social media management. We also have virtual assistants that are trained to support you as well. So lots of things happening in iRock land, but our goal is to, like I said, be here to support you and give you those affordable resources. All right, so I'm going to hop out these slides. There we go. Look, the slides are done. And again, if you're just joining us, let me know. Say hello in the comment section. I want to engage with you. Let me slide up here a little bit. Today's topic is all about networking and collaboration. And I love that we're talking about this. If you've been connecting with us, we've been talking all about women in the month of March. Shout outs to the women in the house who runs the world. We do. And if you're a guy, you can still check it out. Nothing that I have said or will say this month is solely about just women. Like, it isn't just that only women do these things, but I want to just put a spotlight on us, give us a little bit of shine, because I think it's important. I think it's great to talk about the fact that there is a place for us to have a voice and to really talk about how we do business as women. But the strategies work for everybody. So if you're watching, hey, welcome to the table. We're just having a fun chat. So when it comes to networking and collaboration, these things are essential to your business. I don't care if you're an introvert, I don't care if you're an extrovert. I don't care if you're anything in between. You must be willing to network and collaborate. This is going to make or break your business, because it's not about who you know. I'm sorry, it's not about what you know. It's about who you know. A lot of times in business, you can be the smartest. You can know all the things, have all the answers. But if you don't have the right network of people that are connected with you, you are really going to struggle. And I don't mean just creating your own network. And we'll talk more about that because it's very important, but also connecting to other people's networks as well. I don't want to be the smartest person in the room, because then how do I grow and how do I learn? So I want you guys to keep that in mind too. A lot of times as business owners, I find that people are always just trying to find a network of people to sell to. And there's nothing wrong with having that community as well, but you also need that community to collaborate with. And every year, I suggest you up your game into a new group, because that will open your business up to a new arena of individuals. All right. So first, let's talk about your own network, because we all need to have a community that we provide for other people. I'm all about giving before we talk about receiving. So I told you about our private community. If you guys are watching, hey. But yeah, we have a private community. Let's see how many people are in our community right now. And this community is our free community. We're at about 1,400 strong. Shout out to you guys. And in that community, like I said earlier, it's a whole bunch of people who are of course, my target audience, but it's also individuals who support my target audience so that everyone can benefit. You don't want to create a group where you're only selling to people. Nobody wants to be sold to constantly. People want to get value. So make sure that if you're creating your own community where others can connect and network, that you're offering support, you're offering value, you're offering resources, you're offering opportunities. If you're in our community, every now and then I'll share posts like, hey, somebody looking for speakers, somebody looking for podcast guests. I'll give out freebies, right? Resources. I do these free trainings. I will shout out other experts in the group. Sometimes we even have events for them that we promote in that group, just so that you guys, right, my community, people I want to support, have the support they need. So again, it's about giving first. So if you're sitting here and you're a big old coach or consultant and you have not created a community for your folks, why not? One, it's great for sales. We're not going to pretend that it isn't, but also it's great because you should be giving to the community that you claim to support. There's no way, and I think a lot of people think that if they create a community or they do like these trainings, that they'll run out of things to talk about, right? You're like, if I give it all away, why would they work with me? But you're an expert. You've been in you've been in this arena, whether it's been a business or not, for decades probably. Most of the people I work with are like, yeah, I've been doing this for 12, 20, 40. It's like, how many years? All these years. You are not in a 30-minute or 1 hour weekly session going to give it all away. You're not going to give it away in a full course. You're not going to give it away in multiple courses. There's just so much knowledge, and you're probably growing every day, learning new things that will go into how you work with your clients. So don't be afraid that by doing something similar to me about, having, weekly calls of whatever kind, or, putting out content or blogs or whatever the case may be, that you're going to give too much away where people aren't going to work with you. You're going to actually get the opposite. People are going to love what you're doing and want to work with you because they see that you're so willing to give information so freely. So that's step one. Create a community that other people can collaborate, network in. But now let's get back to you. Collaboration is really important. But what are some ways that you can collaborate? Because I'm not about just telling you the theory. We're about getting to the root of it, right? How do we do this? Think about co-hosting events, right? I have several clients that I've worked with, and I'm like, hey, I get that you may be a little apprehensive about hosting your own first event, right? Whether it's virtual or in person. But what if you found a couple other people and you guys came together and had a virtual or an in-person event? One, it takes off a lot of the pressure that you might have trying to do it all yourself. It lessens the financial load, and it also helps you share the resources. One of you may be decent at creating graphics. Another one might be decent at video editing. Another one might have a community already built up. Another person might have some really good connections to sponsors. Together, you guys have a lot of resources that can really get your event out there, get it to more people, and you all will benefit, right, from that event. So sometimes we just have to be strategic and say, okay, what kinds of things would we be willing to collaborate on? I think that's key, because if you don't know where you'd be willing to do stuff, a lot of times you almost close yourself off from opportunities. Referrals. absolutely amazing. They can be paid referrals, like an affiliate program. They could just be, hey, I'm a, if I see somebody that needs what you got, I'm gonna, let them know, and vice versa. I get so many referrals from people that I haven't even done business with. We've met, we've had, the same coach, or we were at the same event, or we're in the same groups on, social media or whatever. A lot of times they're not clients. They're just people I've connected with, made a connection with, right? Built that a little bit of rapport, and they think about me and they share me with other people, which is absolutely amazing. So sometimes it's not even about necessarily getting in front of your ideal client. Sometimes it's about getting in front of the person who's in front of your ideal client. And they're telling people about you. I had a person come to me recently and was like, oh yeah, such and such has been talking my head off about you. I have no clue who that person is. None. I talked to my assistant. I was like, do you know this person? He was like, no. I was like, yeah, whoever it is, thank you for the referral. Because I didn't recognize the name, but that's how you want to be. You want people to have your name on the tip of their tongue so that they are willing to send you referrals, right? And again, vice versa. This I'm going to keep talking about, like, this is a circular thing. You are not in this just for you. The worst way you can try to collaborate and network is to say, what's in it for me constantly. It's not going to work. If you're constantly like, hey, I would love to refer people to you, tell me about your business, people are like, yes, absolutely, let me tell you. And then they're excited and they're like, you tell me about your business, I'd love to send some business your way. That's the type of relationship we want to have when we think about collaboration and networking. You could also do cross promotion, and I wrote the definition of this one down because I think it's important. But to engage in cross promotion strategies, you would work with people typically within your network, right, to help you reach a wider audience without increasing your costs. So I I like to promote like my clients' stuff. So you might see me post. Actually, I think today, if you look at my stories, you'll see that I post some of my clients' things. Now, this isn't necessarily total collaboration in the traditional sense, but it is still cross promotion because I share their things. Guess what they do? They share my stuff too. And so you may want to connect with some folk, right, where you can cross promote each other's things, or even kind of have an understanding of like, hey, I'll shoot your stuff to my people, you shoot your stuff, and vice versa. Because I think it just helps out more. It doesn't have to be no crazy written agreement. It doesn't have to be things set in stone. But when you have some people, you know what I'm saying? You got some people, it just helps because you're like, okay, cool. I know they'll shoot my stuff out. And I try to make it easy for people. If I'm asking them to send anything out, I'm giving them the materials. I'm not asking them to think of the wording. I'm like, hey, here's some wording that I suggest. Here's the email wording I suggest. Here are the captions. Here are the tags, the hashtags. Like, I'm sending it all. And I'm like, if you have time, please share it. And a lot of times they will. And again, it has to be vice versa. If you think people are going to do all this for free for you all the time and you're not doing anything on your side, it's not going to work. You also can do some strategic partnerships, which I think are really cool. You may have seen them around. For instance, some people will have like little ads out and it'll be like, for, I don't know, $27, get 27 mini courses. What happened is an individual or a couple of individuals got together and said, hey, let's find some people to donate a free mini course to this lead magnet program. Somebody hosted it on whatever software they decided to, a landing page. Somebody ran the ad. And what they did was they took 27 different businesses, took their free little lead magnet, put it all in one hub, charged a couple of dollars to cover the fee. But the cool part is that everybody who donated gets a copy of that lead list. So anybody who hits the button and is like, oh, I want 27 mini courses, right, for $27, $1 a course, they put in their information and the whole group now has a lead that they didn't have before, where they can now sell to that client. So that's a strategic partnership. You may also have, I've done partnerships in the past where people have asked me to contribute to their course. Sometimes I get a commission. Sometimes I just get paid right out. Sometimes it's like a tit for tat where they'll do maybe a master class for me in exchange for me doing a master class for them. You can create those partnerships. Be strategic about them, though. You can't say yes to everything, and you have to make sure that it does make sense for your brand. It makes sense for your target audience. It's going to convert in some type of way, shape, or form to leads, but they are great opportunities. A long time ago, I had a client who asked me I don't remember what the topic was. I think it was like marketing, but she asked me to come and speak to her mastermind group. She recorded it. I knew she recorded it. I knew she was going to share it later. Like a year after I did that, maybe even longer than that, after somebody booked a call with me, was like, I saw you at one of our training sessions. It was like a recording in my mastermind group. It was a whole different cohort who saw that presentation, and the lady booked a call with me and did work with me. It was a great lead. Something I had did over a year prior. I also was asked last year to be an expert in someone else's community. That again, people saw me there, saw me at the event, saw me interacting with that group. People booked calls. People, became clients. These are strategic partnerships. Yes, it takes a little bit of your time, but if you do it correctly, it will lead to sales. It will lead to opportunities. And that's where our mind has to be. You need to be leveraging these opportunities too. I think sometimes people will go to events. They're like, yeah, I went to this event and I was networking. I'm like, okay, cool. What did we do? What did we do with what we got? Right? I used to collect like business cards. I don't have any now because I kind of try to put all of them in my digital system. But I would come back from events with stacks of business cards, and I would put them in baggies, and then I would put them someplace, and I would forget about them. Kid you not. That is the worst thing you can do. Yes, in the moment you feel great because you're like, yeah, I was out here networking, right? I was out here networking, but you didn't do anything with it. You didn't have any plans for it. And so it's important to make sure you're leveraging these connections and these opportunities. When I walk into an event, and if you ask my assistant, she will let you know, I'm like, okay, what's the goal? How many people am I trying to connect with? How many people am I trying to make sure I get their contact information? How many people do I want to have like a coffee chat or, a follow up with? And I try to make sure I stick to it because, of course, I can't talk to everyone. Of course, not every conversation is going to lead to a real possibility for collaboration down the line. But if I have a goal for myself, I'm more likely to achieve it. And I don't go in the conversation like, okay, mark off my list. Okay, I got you. I'm going to collaborate. This is how we're going to do it. It's very organic. But again, in the back of my mind, I know I'm there for a reason. I'm not there just to chit chat. I'm there to ask really important questions. And we'll talk more about that in a moment. But I'm there to ask questions. I'm there to offer value. And I'm there to see who I possibly can build a rapport with and a relationship with. I actually look at, when I personally do this, I look at people as who do I want to deal with for the year? I'm kind of weird. I'm like, some people will last more than a year, but some people are like, hey, who do I want to do with for the year? And how can we collaborate? That's usually my starting point. So you're still technically at the beginning portion of your year. What types of collaborations do you want to do, right? Where do you want to network? And how do you want that relationship to work? So maybe you're launching your own program right now. And you're sitting here saying, I would love to have some people come in and talk to my community. How many people do you want? You want one a month? Now, you got 9 more months to fill up. So you need 9 people to fill those spots. Maybe you want people to contribute a module to your upcoming program. Maybe you're doing 6 modules. You're going to do the first module. You need 5 more people. These are things you need to have in mind as you go out here and decide where and who and with whom you want to connect with. All right. And then you want to leverage those opportunities and have things to leverage. So again, you have to go in knowing there's something that you have to offer, whether that's having your lead magnets ready, having your speaking topics ready, having your podcast opportunity for them, having your own community where they can come into. You got to have something to give. And it can't just be a smile. So figure out what you have to give that will also give you more leverage as you network and try to collaborate. Now, again, I'm about implementation. So let's talk about some strategies and kind of how this should take shape. First, make sure you know your elevator pitch. Know what you do, who you help, how you do it. The worst thing I find that happens when I'm in the midst of talking to someone new is when they don't seem clear on what they do, right? They're kind of sort of maybe telling me, but I'm sitting here like, what? Huh? You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't get it. That's the worst, right? Because then that person has no clue how they fit into what you do. They have no clue to what they can ask you to help them with or how you guys can collaborate and partner with. If you go to events and people aren't asking for your information, it's probably because your pitch, right? Your little spiel about, hey, what do you do? Isn't great. They don't get it. And it's also not good just in general, because that means your clients also probably don't get it, right? What can you offer? Again, having that in your back pocket, being like, oh my gosh, I have an upcoming event. I have this, I have that. I would love to get you on. And they're like, oh, cool, an opportunity. Know those things ahead of time, even if you don't have serious, like hard dates. Just know what opportunities you can mention that would support them. Have some prep questions in your head. What kinds of things do you need to know to see if they're a good fit for what you have or what you need from somebody else? How are you enjoying the event? Cool, but what does that help you with? Yeah, where are you from? Because that lets you know if they're local or if they're, wherever, if they travel for work. Oh, how long have you been in business? Okay, cool, cool. These are the kind of questions you need to ask. So have some questions in your mind. You don't have to, again, don't write them down, don't check them off, but have some questions in mind to make sure that you are getting the information you need and quickly, because people are moving. You're in a conference or, different events. People, attention spans are going, going, going. You want to be able to get in and get out and have a meaningful conversation. So have those questions ready. Also, as a coach or consultant, you can't just live in your own bubble. So make sure that you are out here finding communities and events to go to facilitate these networking and collaboration events, right? Digitally, you can be in groups. I'm in so many different coaching groups or interest groups, depending on, what I'm trying to do. I've paid good money to be a part of different masterminds and coaching programs where, one, my peers are that can support me, but also my target audience is. I've enrolled in programs, webinars, master classes, challenges. Like, people just don't take advantage of things. I will join a challenge, right? Because a lot of times they're free. Usually the challenge has its own page, right? Its own Facebook page where it's like, sign up for the page, get in that group, get in the page. It shows you who's going to be there. Connect with them ahead of time. I'm visually impaired. So originally the reason why I would befriend people ahead of time is because it was easier to connect with them when I met them in person. I didn't have to like search and try to type and do all this stuff. I was like, oh, I probably sent you a friend request. And they're like, oh, I found you. I'll send you a message. But also I learned that people love connecting, because when I would say, oh, I sent you a friend request, they were super excited. And then they would go on to like book a little coffee chat with me or something like that. So go ahead in these groups where, or these pages where events have created, like these Facebook pages or communities around events, and go ahead and connect with people. You guys have the same interests, or they're your target audience, right? Make sure that you have your contact information that's easy for them to get, and you also have a way to easily capture their information. Okay, like figure it out. Whatever's gonna work best for you. Regular business cards, it depends on who your target audience is. Only time I'm ever asked for a paper business card is usually if it's an older crowd. I went to a writers conference a couple years ago, and I didn't get ripped a new one, but this lady, boy, she sat me down and talked to me for a good little while about the importance of a paper business card. And then I went and bought them, and you know what? I probably have given out maybe like five of them since that lady spoke to me, but I went and did it. But also there are apps you can put on your phone to create a digital business card where you can send somebody a link, you can text it to them, or they can scan a QR code or what have you. And that's just, it's easier that way. Be okay with taking a quick screenshot. Be okay with, liking somebody on social media and remembering at the end of the night, right at the end of the event, going in and sending messages, whatever the case may be. Just make sure you're following up with these individuals. You don't want to just, again, have that stacker, make that initial contact, and then never speak to them again. So once you have the information, you're going to make sure that you follow up sooner rather than later, and schedule a time to talk. I keep calling them coffee chats. If you've been in the industry for a while, you've probably been to several, but literally I have a link that is specifically for coffee chats for people who I'm not trying to sell to, that I've met at events or been connected to for whatever reason, where we're just getting to know each other. It's like a get to know you session. How can we do business together? How can we connect in a real organic way? And that's what we do in those chats. If you're in person, go have coffee or tea or lemonade. I don't care what you have, but go in a very low stress place where you can just chit chat and build that rapport. Okay, so hopefully that helped you guys kind of get some ideas. Something that's specific for me and my team, something that we have done with great success, is we utilize our podcast to get collaborate, like people who are top tier collaborators. Top tier collaborators are usually great speakers in our little world. And so we will say, hey, we're looking for podcast guests. Right? One, we really are. Our podcast is about experts. So we want experts that support our target audience. The podcast is for our target audience. And when they do the podcast, we'll send them a message after saying, thank you, give them all their stuff. But we say, hey, we would love to collaborate with you more. I actually tell them during our little chit chat before we record the podcast that we found that our clients really love to see people multiple times. So people who show up on our podcast, you'll often see them again at a master class or a virtual event or some other thing, because we try to keep the people showing up over and over. You'll see them featured on our website because we build real relationships with them all year long. And so you may not have a podcast, you may find another opportunity, but think of ways, again, that you can connect and offer them opportunities to engage with you and your audience. And then, of course, they do it all the time. They reciprocate. I just did a podcast episode the other day with a lady. It's funny because we actually got connected through another person years ago. She was on a podcast with me. She was on my first podcast. Years later, she came back. She wanted to do a podcast. We're still working on that. But I was like, hey, I have a new podcast. Would you like to come on? We had a really good conversation last time. She was like, sure. She came on, loved the podcast, and was like, hey, I actually have an event coming up. I said, oh, really? She said, I would love for you to be a speaker. Absolutely. So now I'm booked a speaking engagement from just asking someone to be on my podcast. So a lot of you who are sitting there, and I'm saying this because I know it to be true. I work with so many clients who are like, I just don't know how to get started. I don't know how to get in the door. I don't know how to get that first opportunity, right? Collaborate, find free ways to work with somebody. And I'm telling you, opportunities come. I've gotten just this year so many more opportunities just from collaborating with folks, being like, okay, yeah, I'll come to this or I'll do that. I've been speaking at schools. I was like, why am I been here in these high schools? Because I've been collaborating, because I've been talking to folk. Actually, I just got booked for another school, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I like getting the next generation ready to go, but it's just collaborating, and really that gets me in the door. Sometimes, yes, we have to work hard and build up whatever the case may be, but other times we just have to know the right people to get us in the door. So I really do encourage you guys, if nothing else, to just kind of look and see where you are prioritizing collaboration and networking. And if you're not, you need to make some adjustments, because this is a strategic part of your marketing and your sales plan. All right. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's a strategic part of your marketing and sales plan. If it's not, it definitely should be. Now, because I'm going to wrap up today, because I'm not going to be before you long. I got work to do. But for those of you who are looking, like if you really enjoyed this talk, maybe you've gone back and seen some other Monday Night Lives, or you've come to some of our master classes. I've been looking at the analytics. Some of you guys have been really checking us out on social media. You've been coming to events, but you haven't, jumped into the iRock family. I want to encourage you. Guys, that at the beginning of March, we launched the Action Accelerator Academy. It is a hybrid group coaching program. We are currently accepting applicants. We are looking for 20 amazing female entrepreneurs to join this beta program. This program is all about implementation. So just like today, we talked about networking and collaboration within the community. Not only would we have talked about this topic, but I would have gave you scripts for how to reach out. We would have talked about your own plans for collaborating and networking. Would have gave you resources. What conferences should you go to? What group should you join based on your target audience and what it is that you do? We go deeper. So I always tell you, we don't have but so much time. We've been up here almost 30 minutes, a little over 30 minutes now. And we just don't have time to go in depth. In the community, you not only get the topics, but you get the resources, which I think are important, because the resources really take you to the next level. So if you've been looking for an affordable coaching program, definitely check it out. The link will take you to the landing page that will really outline everything that you get in this amazing program. It even lets you know the investment. We have 2 payment options. And we really have tried to make it affordable, but also give you everything that you need to be successful. right? Everything. You're getting Q&A calls, you're getting training, you're getting master classes. We have some amazing master classes coming up. And guess what? We've already thrown all the master classes from last year that nobody else has access to. We went ahead and put those in there as well. Plus all the 2023 Monday Night Live. So you get all those resources plus more. Inside of this academy, you also get access for 12 months, to our virtual toolkit, which has way more trainings that go in depth. And they're, again, all about taking action. So we're not just telling you build an email list. We're saying this is how you build an email list. Oh, you want to build a Facebook group? This is how you do it. Step-by-step directions with templates, with guides, with additional resources. So if you have really been struggling to move the needle in your business, if you've been really feeling lonely and overwhelmed and defeated and just being like, why am I not getting where I need to go? Why am I not able to get in front of my audience? Why am I not able to land clients? Then this group is for you. It is for you. It was made for you. But like I said, space is limited. We are only taking 20 amazing, ready to go entrepreneurs. There is an application process. It's short and sweet. Please fill it out. My team checks it every single week so that we can figure out who the best candidates are, and we will let you know. But if you have questions, comments, concerns about the program, let us know. We are here to support you. But again, you can scan the code. You can use the link. Also, I put a link in the description of this Monday Night Live. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Guys, so many times people tell me they want something, and then when we do it, they don't take advantage. I be remembering. I'm just going to let you know. I know who said they wanted and didn't take advantage. It happens every time, but I don't want this opportunity to pass you by, right? I know somebody is watching this live, and they've been watching previous lives, and they know that they need help and they want support. Somebody right now is talking themselves out like, I probably can't afford it. Go look at the landing page. Go check it out. See what it has to offer. See if it can support you. If you read it and you're like, this is exactly me, this is exactly my budget, go ahead and fill out the application. What do you have to lose? Even if you decide later it's not for you, at least fill out the application to see if you are the right candidate, to see if it makes sense for you, right? Don't miss out. I can't say it enough, because I know so many, I've talked to so many, especially last year, amazing entrepreneurs who just, because life was life and could not afford our one-on-one. And I totally got that. But I'm like, bet. It took us months and months to create this, because I was like, how do we make this work? How do we figure it out to, put in our business? How do we make sure that the numbers work? How do we make sure we have enough resources to support them? How do we do this? And we figured it out and we created it. So please take advantage of the Action Accelerator Academy while there is space. All right. Well, that's all I got for you guys tonight. I bid you adieu. Have a great night. And remember, I rock, you rock, we all rock. And I will talk to you guys later. In the journey of entrepreneurship, success is often about having the right guidance and tools at your fingertips. Welcome to iRock Marketable Business Solutions, your compass to business excellence. We understand that as a service-based small business owner, your path to success is unique. That's why iRock offers a wide range of coaching and consulting services tailored to your needs. Imagine gaining the knowledge you need from the comfort of your own home. Explore our quick on-demand webinars, courses, and toolkits designed to accelerate your business growth. But we go beyond that. Join our vibrant community in our group coaching programs, or experience personalized guidance with our one-on-one coaching and consulting services. At iRock, every program comes with incredible bonuses. These bonuses are designed to support you on your journey, helping you bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Some of our bonuses include expert speaker sessions, group Q&A calls, guides, checklists, scripts, and more. Ready to supercharge your business journey? Explore our coaching and consulting services. Get the guidance and tools you need to reach your goals. Empower your business with iRock Marketable Business Solutions. In the world of service-based small businesses, success isn't just about what you offer. It's about how you showcase it. Welcome to iRock Marketable Business Solutions, your partner in marketing excellence. We understand that as a small business owner, you wear many hats, but marketing doesn't have to be one of them. At iRock, we offer a range of marketing services designed with your success in mind. Our team is your team, working seamlessly to bring your vision to life. Imagine having a partner who can turn your ideas into captivating visuals. Picture content that resonates with your audience and drives engagement. Think about a brand that reflects your uniqueness and leaves a lasting impression. With iRock, you don't just save money, you get more bang for your buck. Our services are budget friendly, so you can invest in growing your business. And we're all about consistency, no more false starts. Ready to take your marketing to the next level? Discover how we can make marketing easy, affordable, and consistent. Unlock the full potential of your marketing with iRock Marketable Business Solutions.